Well, hello. Welcome to the Patient Administration Division, or PAD. I am Sergeant Jensen, a Patient Administrative Specialist. I'm going to show you around so you can see what a typical day looks like around the PAD. I have a lot of work to do today, so let's get started.
Hi, I just got married and PCS'd here. I need to register my wife Avery and have my medical records from my last station shipped here. Can you help me?
Sure, no problem. Let's take care of your wife first. Then I can take you to the Release of Information office to request your records. Ma'am, may I please see your ID card? I need to gather some information.
The sergeant creates a new medical record, determines eligibility and family member prefix, enrolls or registers the patient in the authorized medical computer system, and initiates paperwork for record.
Thank you. Here you go, ma'am. I have also provided you with some HIPAA information.
Thank you. Can I sign out my records? I have an appointment in a few minutes.
Sorry, but according to regulations, patients are not authorized to hand carry their records. I will, however, take them to the clinic for you. Since we need to request your husband's medical records from his previous station, I will escort you to take care of both of these issues.
Okay.
The sergeant escorts the couple to the Release of Information office.
Hi, Mrs. Davis. We need to request this soldier's medical records from his previous duty station. Can you please help him while I escort his wife to her appointment?
Yes, I can.
Sergeant Jensen now takes the soldier's wife to the doctor's office. The sergeant leaves the patient and record in the doctor's office and heads to the admissions office.
Good morning, sir. Can I assist you?
My doctor told me to come to admissions. He said I needed to complete pre-admission paperwork for the surgery I'm having tomorrow. Am I in the right place?
Yes, you are. Please have a seat at my window. Sir, may I have all the paperwork your doctor gave you? I will also need to see your ID card and your insurance card if you have one.
Here you are, Sergeant.
Mr. Wolf hands the sergeant the paperwork and ID card. The sergeant puts the information into the hospital computer system and initiates an inpatient medical record. He verifies the medical insurance and Uniform Business Office or UBO information and explains the patient's Patient Trust Fund or PTF options.
Here you go, sir. Did your doctor tell you when and where you need to be tomorrow?
He did. Is that all?
You are good to go.
Thanks.
Hello, you have reached PAD. Sergeant Jensen speaking.
We have a patient who needs to be admitted. I need you to come to the ER right away.
I'm on my way.
Sergeant Jensen goes to the ER.
Hi, I am from PAD. I understand you have someone who requires admitting.
Right there.
Hi, ma'am. I understand we are admitting you today. I need to get a little information from you, and then I will be out of your way. Oh, I see you are active duty. Can you tell me what happened? I might need to initiate line of duty or LOD paperwork on you.
I was walking through the maintenance bay today about 0900 when I slipped and fell down. As you can see, I'm pregnant and I started having pain immediately after I fell. So they called an ambulance and brought me to the ER to get checked out and make sure everything is okay.
Wow, sorry to hear that. I have a few additional questions if you don't mind. First, I need to get...
The sergeant asks additional questions so he can complete the paperwork.
That's it. Thanks. I will fill out your LOD paperwork and make sure your commander gets it as soon as possible.
Sergeant, is there anything else you need from me? If not, could you send the nurse in on your way out?
I will.
Thanks.
The sergeant makes sure he has the when, where, why, and how, and all the additional admission information from the patient. He then heads back to the admissions office.
Hello, you have reached PAD. Sergeant Jensen speaking.
Sergeant, I have a patient in the ward that I would like to transfer to Walter Reed Medical Center. We are unable to provide the necessary care here.
No problem, sir. I will be right there. Can you make sure you have the patient movement request or PMR form filled out and signed? Any additional information I need, I will get from the patient and the nurse.
Yes, I can do that.
The sergeant goes to the patient's room and gets the information from the patient and nurse. The sergeant briefs the nurse on PTF, luggage weight restrictions, medications, and informs the nursing staff he will return with possible transport date and time. The sergeant's task is just beginning. He has a lot of work to get this patient transferred. Back at the office, he assembles the information, enters the movement request into traces, coordinates movement to the flight line, briefs the nurse at the ward one more time, sends the patient to the flight line, verifies the flight has left, and enters information into the automated healthcare system. As the sergeant gets the admission paperwork together, the phone rings again.
Hello, you have reached PAD. Sergeant Jensen speaking.
Staff Sergeant Lang just delivered her baby. Can you forward the admissions paperwork up?
Sure, that is not a problem. I need to know the time of birth and the weight and sex of the baby.
Of course. Time of delivery was 13:48. Weight was 7 pounds 3 ounces, and it was a healthy baby girl.
Great. I will bring it right up. Hello, you have reached PAD. Sergeant Jensen speaking. How may I help you?
Hi, Sergeant. The doctor just told me that Staff Sergeant Lang is not doing very well. He is completing the VSI-SI paperwork now. Can you pick it up when you drop off the baby's admission packet?
Not a problem. Can you give me a couple of minutes? I would like to finish filling out the birth certificate paperwork so I can have the doctor sign it. Would that be okay?
Sure. I will let the doctor know. The sergeant completes the paperwork and drops it off at the ward. He heads to his office to make sure the air evac information has been completed and looks to see if he has a site number.
Good afternoon, soldier. What can I do for you?
Sergeant, my doctor sent me over here to start an MEB.
The sergeant discusses how a medical evaluation board, or MEB, is processed and what could possibly happen. The sergeant lets him know that as soon as he gets the required information from his commander and the doctor has completed all of his paperwork and any necessary medical care, that the doctor will dictate a narrative summary for his packet. PAD will transcribe the narrative summary and that will go into the soldier's MEB board packet. At that point, it can be sent forward for adjudication.
Sergeant Jensen speaking.
Is this the PAD?
Yes, what may I do for you?
We just had a patient expire. We are getting ready to send her to the morgue. Can you please bring up a death packet?
Sure, I will be up in a couple of minutes.
Thanks.
The sergeant gets the paperwork together. It includes the death packet for the ward, request of autopsy, transfer of remains is coordinated, death certification is completed and forwarded to inpatient records, and information is entered into CHCS or ALTA. Finally, the paperwork is ready to be taken to the nurse. The sergeant delivers the paperwork and tells the nurse to either send the completed packet back to the PAD or call the office for pickup.
Well, as you can see, I am never in one place for very long. It has been a long day, and I had fun showing you around. I hope you enjoyed your day in the PAD. You are welcome back any time. My day is not quite done, though. I am going to drop off all this paperwork over at Inpatient Records to be coded by our coders in PAD. Have a great evening.